Okay, so today making another shared design, once again in the hopes that the AI will have access to some maybe more functional ships. And I'm working on a light cruiser, and I'm going to attempt to make it a 6,000 ton build. The maximum size for the light cruiser 2 hull is 7,000 tons. United States circa 1910. So they should have access to this tech. 23 knot ship. Do I want to fiddle with the beam? No, but maybe the draft. We'll do neg 5 on the draft and go back up to let's see here. Let's see what we can do. Problem with that tower is it's going to completely negate the ability to mount any guns on the front. Steam turbines, there we go. Balance the hull. Funnels out just a little bit better. Okay. Now the question is, does he have access to deck tubes yet? Not exactly. That's going to depend on the tech level of the nation in question. Petrol engines. Wow, he has electrohydraulics at that point. Theoretically, it's just going to really depend on. It's going to depend on the nation. And I guess upon the AI's research choices as well. But we'll call this a late 1910 build. What Citadel 2? I did put that on some of my German cruisers anyway. 18-inch. But the last cruiser design I have recently built has deck tubes. Okay, standard prop, rangefinders, coincidence, and an advanced radio. And we will give him, I think mine layer 3 might be about a safe choice. Okay. Rear towers. What can we mount for rear towers? I could put that there. What I can do. This will, theoretically anyway, save space. Now what I try to do sometimes is put the secondary tower, or rather, if the ship doesn't have enough forward deck space, what I've taken to doing is dropping the forward tower back there, and then for main guns, really what's been working on my my campaign built light cruisers are the 6-inch guns. This one has access to Mark IIs with this one. So let me see here. If we push that all the way back, push that all the way back. We still have a little bit of a forward weight offset problem, don't we? You know, that forward tower 4 looks a lot smaller. me see what that does. Not the 4. No, those are rear towers. Duh. Alright. See, I don't want to bring that forward anymore. So if I can, let's put that down there. Put that gun there. Drop those funnels like that. Now we have a little bit of an aft offset, which is fine. Totally fine. Now, see, the problem with that is it's going to negate any secondary guns I might be able to stick on the deck there. So, is that necessarily a bad thing? Well, I could sandwich that there, or do what I've done on some other ones. Oh, wait a second. Now that would work, but that would look really weird, wouldn't it? Yeah, it kind of would. Let's go ahead and put the tower back up front. And I know it's sometimes a bit of a trick balancing these holes out. Really, he has turret tech? Well, then in that case, let's see what this does. It can't be any worse than what he has been building. I mean, the sad thing is I can put that there and I can still drop this down here and it fits. Oh boy. Forward weight offset. Now we get an aft weight offset. Okay. Forward weight offset. Aft weight offset. Forward weight. And what I'm actually toying with right now is the size of the citadel. If I did that, I'd like to get 3 of these on here, but I don't know. I don't really see it. I'm not really seeing it. Okay, so plan B, of course, is to try to even up these funnels on the back end. Set of these right there. Aft offset's 0.3. 0.2. Actually, wait just a second. Let's go back to that. Okay, and That's going to stick right there where it's at. Okay. On to the other items. Do we go with cordite? And that's the problem right now, is you're left with two. I wish I still had. I wish flash powder was still an option here, but it's not. So it's between ballistite and cordite. Now, ballistite gives a higher muzzle velocity with less of a loss of accuracy, better penetration, but cordite gives increased damage. But ballistite has less debuffs, and meaning, well, less fire chance for one. Actually, it's a fire chance reduction, whereas cordite has a fire chance penalty, a rather large one. So stick with ballistite. TNT, we'll stick with that. Give him heavy shells, standard ammo on the torpedoes. I'm going to stay with the 18s on this particular build for now. Enhanced reload, advanced hydraulic turrets, increased HE on the mains with maximum HE on the secondaries. Nose views, and did I have semi-armor piercings or semi-ballistics? Let me see here. We wanted to at least be able to engage destroyers pretty effectively, so let's bump to semi-ballistics, see what that does. 2,500 to 5,000 meters. It's still not exactly doing what we want it to do. And the 2-inch guns are not there either, so let's go to standard. If we bump it up to capped AP shells. Did I do something a little different with this? I'm going to have to double check, but nonetheless. If I go cap ballistic on the HE, those 6-inch guns are going to absolutely decimate destroyers if they hit them. Stick with the nose views, and I'm going to go with the capped AP shells. I think that's about the setup that I've had that works. All right, so for armoring, see, max out the main belt. You don't have to do this on a light cruiser, and also I'm trying to keep in mind costs. 3 main deck. I had a 1/2 inch on the main deck. The fore and aft deck, I'm actually going to leave it alone now because this thing is perfectly balanced. The conning tower, I do believe I went as far as I could with that. And the superstructure, basically about the same as the main deck. It's not a general rule, it's just what I've been doing that sort of works in the campaign, at least in this time period. However, he is going to be coming up against my ships now. So I'm basically building it to balance those out. It's what I'm really looking to do with this. Harvey armor, I think I put barbette 2s. Oh wait, barbettes I like to hold off on until all other things are considered on my light cruisers anyway. The reason for that is weight constraints. I don't want to have to take away armor to save for a barbette when I don't have to. So the first inner deck, do that. The first inner belt, left it at about that. The main thing I'm doing with the Citadel 2 is getting the perks. You can actually tone these all the way down to 0, and you still get the perks from the Citadels. So you can put a citadel on a ship. You don't have to put any armor into the citadels. And then on his casement guns, there we go. On the 2-inch guns, there we go. And the 6-inch guns are L42s. Let's see what we get at L43. Okay. Now this is going to increase the armor penetration capability of the 6-inch guns. What it's going to decrease is going to be reload time. Does it increase aim time as well? That's a good question. That one I don't know offhand. So, excuse me. I would like to get one more 6-inch turret, but then I'd be messing with that really good balance. So 2 of these actually should suffice. It's going to depend on what he comes up against. But this will make it, he will have a nice, much tougher light cruiser with these floating around, as opposed to what I've been seeing, where one of my light cruisers will eliminate a dozen of whatever it is that he has built. So the 6-inch guns, let me see. What do we got? What can I do for this? At 5,000 meters, which is a decent, no, he's not going to punch holes in another light cruiser, because at 1.55 over 6 is going to be closer to 9. Wow, is it that much? No, it can't be that much. Let me double check that real quick. 6 times 1, not 4. 6 times 1.55. Yes, it is. It's 9.3. So the main belt on this is effective thickness is 9.3, which actually is going to be problematic for even my light cruisers. Well, torpedoes would be one thing, but light cruisers tend to be able to avoid those. So the actual penetration of 6.2, here's how the math works, 6.2 against a similarly armored ship. In other words, what I'm looking at is the armor quality. You're going to take the penetration and divide by the armor value. All right. Now, since it's percent, you have to add 1 to this, otherwise your numbers aren't going to come out right. So his actual penetration is 4, and that's with capped AP shells. Now, if I give him capped ballistics, which is what I may have upgraded to, that's going to be 6.5, and this is with heavy shells, keep in mind. So this is why with light cruisers, I don't really, I tend to use either semis or semi-ballistics, because mainly what I'm hoping to hit with armor piercing with these is lighter ships. So I'm going to leave him on increased HE. He's still going to have a lot of HE shells, and use the nose fuse. Now, a couple of things that I have tried. TNT bursting charge is always a good solid base exploding compound. However, I have played with the picric acid varieties as well, and the reason I really like those is it increases the shell chance of fire on enemy ships. It does, however, obviously increase the fire chance on your own ship. So be very careful when making that decision. You could also use dunite, but dunite is it's more unstable, so it's more of a chance to explode your entire ammunition stores. TNT is very stable, so it's just a really good general purpose bursting charge. And at this period, the propellants are rather limited. So, gonna go with that. He's got mine layer 3, which is only going to help. And with light cruisers, again, I tend to spend a lot more time up close. So, and that is something about balancing ships. That's something that you are going to want to pay attention to as you get into ship balancing, because the closer you intend a ship to be, the less relevant deck armor really becomes. It's going to be all about the main belt. And as I've maxed this ship's main belt out, um, this will be interesting to come up against in the campaign. Hopefully, I will. I really do hope I see these ships in the campaign. I hope the United States decides to take advantage of the ingenuity, as it were. I don't know. It's not particularly. Personally, I don't think it looks terrible, but nonetheless, once again, these hulls have these. The early cruiser hulls have these really weird subdeck kind of things here. It can make layouts a little bit tricky. Like I said, I could move this up here and put another 6-inch turret down here and remove these two. It's a possibility. It's a thought. But I've got it pretty well balanced now. It'll do 23 knots. I'm wondering, can I push it to 24 and it still work pretty well? 99% engine efficiency is not bad. It's not hateful. It will affect engine performance. So the only other thing you could do with that is to use a different set of funnels, and if that's going to be the case, let me see here. See, I could use those, but that's 51. It would be 246, and that's 204. No, 208 tons. It's actually lighter this way. 4787. 4787 versus. Yeah, it's lighter. It's a lot lighter. But these funnels are more efficient. Now, the only other thing you might do is drop the, try to get an extra funnel in, which is why I went down to those thin funnel 3s. Because I don't like to induce or force the boilers unless I absolutely have to. Speaking of which, let me see here. Well, we've got 3 of those. Tell you what, since we're doing this, no, because that's still going to only be one of those. If I move this forward and I put 4 funnels out here, will I have enough space? Yeah, no. There's not going to be enough space for it. So, 23 knots appears to be... Let me see if I can't find that sweet spot again. I know, I did all that work to perfectly balance this hull. And then I went and messed it up. Okay, that was all the way back. That was probably about there. That was there. Well, it looks like I should have left well enough alone. Anyway, um, oh, you know, forward weight. Okay, that's probably about well enough alone. All right. So, um, double check everything because I have a really bad habit of forgetting things from time to time. So, always double check your builds because nothing sucks more than having to wait 10 months to build your ship and then realize, oh, I forgot to add this to it. And then you have to wait another month to, to refit to add it back in. So, uh, like I said, hopefully I'll see these in the campaign and yeah. So, as always, thanks for stopping by. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, you find it helpful. And always open to conversation too, so feel free to leave some comments. Thank you again for stopping by. See you next time.